Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of Bahrain Now. I'm your host, Bara Abdallah, and we're here to shed light on the country's top initiatives, talents, and trends. Stay tuned with more coming up right here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to open a business, manage it, or even save it, we have a superhero that goes by the name of Mohammed Rafai. Welcome to the studio.
Hi, Bara.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, man, good. So, what's been going on in the business field so far?
Well, the business field actually fluctuating a lot recently, and because of the COVID-19 and everything, a lot of people are opening up, closing down. We see a lot of people raising, a lot of people falling.
Right.
We see that the business, a lot of people saying it's don't start now, and a lot of people say it's the best opportunity to start.
Time.
So it's actually based on the perspective of what kind of business that you're gonna go into. So I think in the last few years, everything was stable to a point that everyone thought, hey, it's time to start. So we saw a lot of rise in small businesses such as food trucks, coffee shops, etc. But in the last year, everyone got scared and everyone started running and fleeing out of the market. Because of that, we saw a lot of a new opportunity that start to raise. For example, the delivery fleets, which will deliver the item from the online shop to the business owner or to the houses, or for example the online education, because a lot of people had lost the way of communicating with each other. They don't know how from where they can learn. So we saw a lot of people starting their entrepreneurial journal that, hey, let me start a website, let me try to educate, let me teach what I can teach. I'm good in Photoshop, I'm good on let's say communicating. Let me start my online courses. So we saw a lot of rise and fall during that period, but mostly what we saw that technology had took hold of everything that we had.
Like it got accelerated in the last few years.
It was accelerated.
Even last year, it took like a great takeoff.
Some researchers said if you can, they said the vision that we had for technology in 2028, which is 7 years ahead from now, we reached it in 1 year.
Yes.
But other fields that really got pushed behind because it got like logistic, it had a lot of technicality issues with the closed down and everything. But in technology-wise, we jumped 8 years ahead. Who thought that in this year we can have the online classes from home, or that we can at least communicate, have a meeting throughout wherever what we want to do, or you can meet someone in the US by a phone call and have a business meeting. Everyone wanted to go to the seminar. Now the seminar has become online, the webinar and everything. So yeah, business has accelerated with the growth of and the rise of the technology itself.
You know, for a really good time, you've been giving a lot of advices on your Instagram page, and it's been growing phenomenally. But we just noticed, like last year, you've been having your Sherlock Holmes hat, and you're like solving problems left, right, and center. Everybody's like going to you and others, but a lot of heat has been going to your side. Asking you is like, how can we solve this? How can we save our businesses? So what can you say about that?
The issue with most people that how they can save their businesses because they didn't know how to adapt. So mostly people who come to me are people in business for 30 or 40 years. They see small businesses, they just started for 2 years or 3 years, they can take most of their client and they can't even do anything about it. They can't even compete with the small businesses. He said, this is he's as young as my kid and he doesn't have experience. He's only 3 or 4 months into the market. Why all my customer goes to him? Because most of the old businesses they have 6 or 7 employees, and those 6 or 7 employees are replaced with one small technology or one small application that they're gonna use in their website. So the small businesses have the time to compete, and they know the nature of the client that they had. For example, if you're gonna talk about training institutions, most of them they start dying. A lot of businesses that work in the tourism or they work in the industry of, let's say, events, they didn't know how to adapt. But others, they start making the events online, they try to sell e-tickets, they start to do something else. So a lot of people, when they lack the adaptability to change to the new way of business, they're here where they start losing their businesses. So we try to figure out how can we bump money, how can we shift it, how can we enhance it, automate it. But a lot of them, they want to work in the traditional way. They say, no, I don't believe in this kind of technology. I don't understand it. I don't know how to deal with it. So I will need to hire a whole team of a new advisor, tech people, we say, no, you don't need that. You just need to learn it a little bit. So a lot of people, when they come to me, this is the main issue. Or before, we can just order things from outside, resell them, put a markup on the price. I got it for 20 BD, I will sell it for 60 BD, and that's it. I got it for 2 BD, I will sell it for 3 BD, and I'm good. The shipment is stopped, everything is stopped. They didn't know how to adapt. Hey, where can I buy my things? Why don't you manufacture them? So we found a small solution. You can manufacture your own things here. You can start a new line of business, a new line of track, and then they see, oh, there is a lot of profit in it. And now, even when everything opened up again, they didn't want to go to their old ways. They started adapting the new business.
Yeah. That's pretty interesting what you've been saying. So you're telling me that a lot of, let's say, startups outperform traditional businesses because of their adaptability and flexibility.
Yeah, mostly yes. And because they know how to use the technology way better than the old businesses. And they are up to the idea that they're going to do everything by themselves, so they cut back on the operational cost. They don't need to hire, and they don't need big spaces. They don't need to rent a huge space to accommodate all these employees. So before, if you can, 10 years ago, I'm going to say the minimum you can start a business is 10,000 BD. Now they just pay the 210 BD fees for Sijilli, and they can start their own business from their home. Once it grows, they will shift to a new office, which will cost them 80 BD monthly, and then they're going to grow from there. They don't have to have the 10,000 BD to start any business right now.
Okay.
So here is the shift. That's why there is a lot of new entrepreneurs coming to the market. They don't have the capital, but they can also start.
Amazing. So let's say now, which we are noticing it, a lot of startups, a lot of things have been going on, and you had a really good place, evidently, to serve them with your offers and services. So what do you do right now, besides being a consultant?
What do I do? Mostly the consultation always is the first drop in the bucket. So if you come to me and you say, hey, I want one of your services, if you don't know me well, you will not take one of my services.
Okay.
So I built up my personal brand around, hey, I can help everyone and I don't want anything in return. So people start coming to me, can you give us a consultation? What you said is really, I think, what is the issue I have in my company. Can you give me a consultation? After the consultation, they say, hey, I don't know how to start. Can you give me an action plan? How can I start it? So we start writing this study, how to market, the marketing strategy, the feasibility study. Starting writing down how they should work, how it should work, or how, let's say, other people or other countries are adapting to this kind of business or this kind of field. Here where we started. But then we saw another issue. The other issue was, I give them the action plan, but they don't know how to execute it.
Okay.
Because the execution is the hardest part of any business.
Right.
So we started a new company, we call it Enchantment, that only execute the plan if they have it. So you come to me and say, hey, Muhammad, I want to open a coffee shop, but I have zero knowledge. I say, how much do you have? You say, I have 15,000. I tell you, okay, give me 2,000 of those 15, and I will open the coffee shop with my knowledge and everything with the 13,000. So you're just gonna come, take the business ready-made, and you can run it. Or we can also help you on operating it after the 4 months. I will teach you how to price it, how to deal with employees and deal with everything. So people saw this opportunity, not just for us to open their businesses, but they say, I'm an employee, I'm a full-time employee, I don't have time, I have a dream, I have money, but I don't have time, I like that time. Can you hold my active company, or can you open the company and run it forever, and I will just take the money and I will give you my ideas, you just execute it. You do all the execution, I will do the thinking, I will do the capital. So we started doing that, and it's really boomed. So we started 2020 with 3 employees, and now we are 16 employees.
Amazing.
Yeah. So this year has really shifted us, because we helped a lot of small businesses, they helped us back, and we try to reach to a point where we can do all the services that any business need. So if anyone asks me, what do you do? I will say, whatever you need in terms of services for your business, I can do it. So this is what we did.
Beautiful. So now we noticed last year, right, when it comes to the word business, 70% to 80% we saw the rise of food trucks and restaurants, you know, mobility and all that kind of stuff. What can you say about that?
There is an issue whenever there is a lot of business open in the same field, that they start eating the market share. The market share is like, let's say, a cake.
Right.
That cake, if there is only 2 in the market, they're gonna eat half and half. The more you open, the more you eat from the market share to reach to a point that you're gonna eat less than 1% of the market need.
Okay.
So what happens is they start with a new idea, out of the way idea. It's amazing, but it's not functional. You can't sell it. The normal burger will cost you, let's say, 300 fils. What they do with, they put a lot of sauces, good meat, and everything. It costs them 1.5 BD. They want to sell it. No one will buy it for 4 BD or more. So they have to sell it for 2.2 BD, 500 fils profit. They can't sell enough. It takes them a lot of time. So they can't operate really in the business. So after 1 year, you're gonna see them closing down. Another food truck opens up.
Right.
Because the rest of the people, they don't know what goes inside the food truck, so they think it's a good business. So everyone say, hey, let me start a food truck. All of them are successful because there is a lot of them. The issue is you enter a market, you don't know what you're gonna do. If you're gonna open a traditional food, let's say just a chicken nugget, you're gonna fry something,
Right.
it's gonna work.
With corn and stuff like that.
It's gonna work, but if you're gonna do something out of the ordinary, it won't. Even if it did, it's gonna be a trend. It's gonna start on the top, then it will fall down because no one will want to buy it from you again.
Right.
You will try with market to raise it back up, but you will never reach to the point that you start with. So they see that it's a failing business. That's why when you go to any road with a lot of food trucks, you're gonna see on sale.
Yeah. Which unfortunately we saw a lot of those.
Yeah.
Now, you are known to be bold with your advices,
I am.
especially when you go on your Insta stories. You just give it as it is,
Yeah.
straightforward, no filters. So what advice would you give to people who just want to start up a business?
If you want to start up, learn. You can't start up a business without learning all the aspects of business. You need to understand how to manage if you're gonna have employee. You need to understand your numbers. Without the numbers, without understanding the account, you can't even start your business. If you say I'm gonna cut costs by not having a website or by not having this system, you're gonna lose. You need to learn every aspect of business before starting. You are spending 5,000 from your money. Take a year, take 3 months, sit back, take 1,000 of this 5, educate yourself before starting and losing all your money. Because it hurts when I see people that throws 10,000 or 15,000 out of loan on a business that can't survive for 1 year. Because they don't want to hear advice, they don't want to hear anyone around them.
Right.
They will just go with the friend that he claimed that he already won in a business, or a friend that seems to know things about business. They will just hear his advice and try to do it without asking anyone.
Wow.
And that's why they start to fail. Just educate yourself before starting any business.
And
any field, yeah.
We have the internet, we have everything.
We have
a lot
you don't
going
need
on.
to
We
pay
have
anyone.
Wi-Fi.
You don't need anyone. Just open YouTube, just surf it, go through it. That's it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, last year, I'm sure it's been like an eye-opener for you
It
in
is.
a lot of ways. What did you notice the most out of the Bahraini market when they approached you for consultations and advices?
Well, most of them, they try to do something new.
All right.
And I think most of them start to open up to the idea that I need to structure myself. So I thought, let's say 2 years ago, no one was structuring his company. This year, they saw that anyone that open a company without the right structure, the right, let's say, paperwork, they don't have a partnership agreement between partners, they don't have a system, they don't have anything. They say that they can't even survive.
Right.
So my eye opener was, only if you're gonna stay working in your business, you don't just open it and keep the employees running it. If you're gonna stay in your business, run it by yourself, understand all aspects of it, build the right infrastructure for it, then this is you will start to adapt. This is the only 3 ingredients you need to succeed in your business.
Amazing. I mean, I can tell you can speak forever. There's a lot of experiences that you've been through and a lot of things. And I still remember the days where you were doing events, applications, doing everything. And now today you are, let's say, a very well-known, established entrepreneur and consultant. There's a lot to be asked here, but one last thought. What would you give to your viewers?
I would say, don't put yourself short and say that you can't do it. You can always do it, and don't seek perfection, because that's the only thing that will keep you back from actually realizing your dream and reaching it.
Amazing. For your full potential, right?
Yes.
So anybody can approach you for any advice and consultations, right? With Muhammad Rafai.
Yeah.
We're calling you the superhero here. That's for sure, and you earned it.
Thank you very much.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Muhammad, for being with us here on Bahrain Now.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, do you want to open up, save, or manage your business? Muhammad Rafai with us right here. Stay tuned for more happening on Bahrain Now. Have you ever wondered about a way to measure your abilities of your body to perform your favorite sport? What if you were able to track the changes that happens to your body as a result of your efforts? Let's watch the following report by Maryam Al-Bayati.
BASPO Lab or Bahrain Sports Lab is the first private establishment in the Kingdom of Bahrain that focuses on the analysis and enhancement of sport performance. By providing unique and professional services to athletes and practitioners, BASPO Lab aims to enable people to reach their ultimate sports performance and strives to make a difference by enhancing the sports industry in the kingdom. Reporting for Bahrain International, I'm Maryam Al-Bayati. Thank you for watching.
Tonight we welcome Abdul Rasul Shakrallah, the business manager, co-founder of BASPO Lab, and his partner Mohammed Saad, co-founder and operations manager. So welcome to Bahrain Now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us.
Oh, definitely. It's a pleasure and an honor. So BASPO Lab, tell us more about that.
Well, actually, BASPO Lab is the first private entity that is specialized in the sports analysis field. So basically what we do is that we measure the client's ability to perform a specific sports, or even though if they just want to understand their body more in a scientific way, and I believe we're the first in Bahrain.
Amazing, amazing.
Thank you very much.
So I still remember you guys won the Mashroui project.
Yes,
Ever since then, you had this project for such a long time. How long you had the idea for?
The idea?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, huh? That long.
Actually, one day he showed me a video from 2014.
Yes,
And I was on TV talking about that.
Yes.
So we have an evidence from 2014.
Exactly.
And now you have another evidence that you actually made it.
Alhamdulillah, yes.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Exactly.
beautiful. So the whole purpose is to measure somebody's performance at a certain sport, and then you want to tell them we can unlock more out of your body.
Yes.
Tell us more about that, let's say methodology or technology.
Well, I believe Mohammed can tell you about the technology more about it.
Yes, actually, Bahrain Sports Lab, we have searched for the best technologies in the sports science field that can measure the ability of any human being to enhance their performance and test their abilities to perform better.
Amazing.
For example, we test something called resting metabolic rate, or RMR, which is actually how much calories you burn while you are resting.
Okay.
So according to that, then we can set your nutrition plan based on a really accurate way to measure your resting metabolic rate, which is roughly in other places which doesn't have like a lab, they measure it by like calculations, which is almost an estimate, and there is a big difference between the accurate one and the estimated one.
Right.
And also we test other stuff like something called VO2 max, which is the maximum volume of oxygen that you can body use to perform your training. And then we have a score, and we know what is the level of each person, athlete or non-athlete as well.
Okay.
Also we have something called Lactate Threshold, which is also a test either on the treadmill or on a bike, and then we take a sample of bloods for your fingertip, and then we test something called lactate, which show us exactly when do you have the the threshold, and when you feel more exhausted, and then we set your training zones, which will help you to improve better. And also we have something called the activity tracker, which is like a 2 ECG channel. You put it in your chest and your rib cage, and it exactly shows us your recovery, your stress level, your sleep quality, which it's been done by the heart rate variability and heart rate beats. And these the most important things that we are using and doing in the lab. And also we have a machine which show us exactly how much fat, muscles, water inside your body. Then you can monitor the change from day one until you reach your goal.
Beautiful, beautiful. So for a long time, for a very long time, let's say like forever, all we knew is like go to the gym, perform, like we're gonna put you a certain diet, a certain plan. But now you guys kind of like changed the game. So how was the reception so far with all of this?
Well, actually, for the first 2 months and a half, so far, the response was better than expected. Honestly, we can tell that the people are ready for such services. We can tell that people are thirst for more information about themselves and how they can do things better. We actually promote healthy culture, so we want people to get healthier. And that's why they come to us directly, knowing what they need to do, so that they can improve better.
Amazing, amazing. So pretty much you unlock their potential.
Exactly.
They come to you, they learn more about themselves.
Scientifically based.
Based on science, amazing.
Exactly.
So if we're gonna go right now more to the nutritional side of things, how is that even gonna affect them along with their side of performance and unlocking their potential?
Nutrition is a really important it makes a big effect on any human. Those who would like to change their sport performance, or they would like to change their body composition. Well, we do the sports nutrition. Sport nutrition is a part of exercise physiology, which is a sport science, and nutrition field as well. So both together, they tell you exactly, depending on how much do you train, what's your sport, how long does it do you do it, and also the intensity of your exercise. And according to that, we set your nutrition, which help you feel better, recover better, and sleep in a higher quality. And also you have better performance. Like if any athlete would like to enhance or take their performance to the next level, they have to focus on the nutrition, because your body needs fuel. How we can get the fuel? Fuel is from the food. And also there is something called the 4 R's, which the first one is rebuild, which is by proteins from the food, which will help you to rebuild your muscles, which you use in your training. Also refuel by the carbohydrates is the energy, the main source of energy in your body for the high intensity workouts. So you have to refuel with the carbohydrates. And also rehydrate. You will sweat, you will lose water from your body. So you have to rehydrate again to get your body back to the right way. And also rest, which you have to sleep well. And not only about the timing, it's also about the quality of sleep. You have to make the right environment for your sleep, or atmosphere for your sleep, so you make a higher quality of sleep. So if we focus on these things, I believe everyone can have a good result, either in their performance or in their body recomposition. So these are the main things that we try to focus on: the nutrition, also the supplement side that will support your nutrition if you need any enhancement in your sport performance, or in your health, or in general just to live a healthy life.
Amazing. There's so much going on, like, oxygen level, the 4 R's. So with all that going on, how do you track the development of any athletes and his performance?
Well, actually, thank you very much for this question, because there is a little misconception of what we do in the general market. First of all, we do not only serve athletes. Of course, athletes are a very important aspect of our business, but we serve everyone who wants to get healthier. So what we track is that we track the changes that happens in the body scientifically, and we compare them from one point to another. Of course, right after, let's say you're playing just a gym player.
Okay.
Okay, and you go to the training like every 2-3 days, and then you're off, and then you want to compare what happened from day 1 to day 30. So from day 1 you come to us, you do the tests, and on day 30 you come again, you do the test, and you can see the difference.
Okay.
So this is how we track every single change that happens to you.
Yep.
And
So
it's a
for the
long
athletes,
process.
we have some of the services, and even for normal people who just want to get healthier, we have another.
Amazing. There's a lot going on then.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
much going on with all the importance, like what you just said right now to me, it's essential for anybody, not even athletes, but even normal human beings like myself as well. So how is it that before there were no indication or nobody just taking the effort to actually get an actual sports lab before you guys? What happened?
Sports science, it's been developing so fast in the last, let's say, decade or so.
Okay.
And there is a couple of labs in the region that been established. In Bahrain, we're happy to be the first.
Amazing.
And
That is amazing.
to start this journey and to help people to reach their ultimate sport performance and their optimum health lifestyle.
Right.
And for that reason, I believe from now on you will see like people will understand more about sports science, especially with the big change in the social media and a lot of people involved in this field who've been speaking about sport performance, how to develop yourself, and people start to understand more, and that, to be honest, help us a lot. For that reason, is people are having the knowledge and they have the base because they listen to a lot of people on social media about that. So once they saw that established in Bahrain, they directly came and started with us.
Beautiful, man, beautiful. No, we are so proud of you, seriously, for taking this initiativity and making it happen. And how we are starting, you're like a game changer for Bahrain. Actually, not even Bahrain, I think even for the GCC, maybe even the Arab world right now, how you're leading in a lot of aspects, in a lot of ways of how you perform the sports lab performance. Now, with all that been said, what is the future for Basketball Lab?
Yeah.
Well, actually, our vision, which is already written in our business plan also,
Yes, sir.
is to be the first choice for any individual who wants to reach their ultimate sports performance in the Gulf region.
Okay.
So hopefully after we hit our target and success in Bahrain,
Yes.
we will move on to study the Gulf market and we'll expand regionally.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you very much.
You know, there's a lot to be said, to be honest. There's a lot of beautiful science-backed stories and experiences you guys been through, but I guess for now, we just want to say, what is your last words to your viewers?
Well, my last word is everyone should take care of their health, and everyone should take their daily activity as something really essential, and it's a higher priority.
Right.
Because health is the most important thing in our life. If we lost health, we'll lose everything.
Right.
So they have to focus more on their health, their body image, and for sure you cannot reach your goal without measuring it. If you cannot measure it, you cannot improve it. So I believe this is the most important thing.
Beautifully said. Abdul Rasul, anything you want to say?
He took it from my mouth, actually.
We just retweeted.
I was going to say, always remember, if you cannot measure it, you cannot improve it.
Beautiful,
So.
beautiful. You guys are definitely, we're going to see a lot of exciting things with you. And you never know, actually, I need some, to unlock my potential.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you, Bye, definitely for that.
Anytime, man, anytime.
Pleasure and honor and the pride of Bahrain in the sports field. Thank you so much for being here
Thank
today.
you so much.
you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you can't approve what you can't or don't measure. More coming up right here on Bahrain Now. So we reached to the end of tonight's episode. I would like to thank everyone who joined us today and thank you for tuning in. If you have any questions or inquiries, don't hesitate to contact us through our social media accounts shown below. For now, good night and God bless.